All right, folks, let us get started. All right, there we go. What's going on, guys? My name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them and I publish them online. And we are converting Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition into the color magic paradigm of Magic the Gathering. We're replacing the 8 schools of magic with the 5 colors of mana. And we're replacing fancy and spell slots with a color mana spell point system so that our characters in 5e can be doing Magic the Gathering stuff in the native language of Magic the Gathering, color magic. So let me fix my screens here real quick so that everything is in order. It looks like our volume balance is probably, I'm gonna bring this down just a smidge. I bet that volume is going to be really good. Let me know, anyone out there in land that catches the signal. Let me know if the sound sounds balanced or not. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notification of when we are live in the future. Thanks a lot for your support. We're working on, we published a lot of books on the DMsGuild already. They're all full of my art and ideas. They have free previews for you to look at everything if you're interested. The color mana spell point variant rules are located here on the DMsGuild. They've already been published for the 2014 rules. And it's a bundle of books for the core mechanics of how just spell casting works in general using the system. We also have the revised color magic system, which expands which colors each spell is associated with, which will be folding into the 2024 revision. So this is a little vestigial. Point Warlocks converts Warlocks with the short rest and long rest magic. Differences between Pact Magic and Mystic Arcanum we resolve for spell points in here. Tap on Tap Burn. Elemental Key converts the Way of 4 Elements Monk into a full half-casting class, utilizing elements of the colors of blue, red, and green. But also, we created the 4 elemental system for air, earth, fire, and water. So if you want to cast a fireball, that's fire magic. If you want to cast a cone of cold, that's water or wind magic. If you want to cast wall of stone, that's going to be earth magic. So we have a select list of about 60 spells that are converted into the air, earth, fire, water 4 elemental paradigm that you guys can explore. Tap and Tap Burn. The Knights and Tricksters book is for elemental. It's for Eldritch Knights and Arcane Tricksters. And we also now have the Mystic Arts Monk finally. So we might change this up a little bit. This was just a fun little preview about different magic staves and magic items. And this is the Universal Spell Point stripped down without any color identity at all. All these books, we're updating all of these books for 2024 rules. And so you can click open any of the books. Like Point Warlocks, you can click on that, and then you can click on the free preview, and it'll spit out the entire. Thank you. It'll spit out the entire document, so you can read the entire thing. We're going to be revising this because the original spell point system in the DMG is no longer there, so we don't need to honor it. We can skip that, trim down the book a little bit, and just go with the color magic and universal spell point system that we have, which is a 1-to-1 point ratio. First level spell is 1 mana, 5th level spell is 5 mana, 9th level spell is 9 mana. It's easy peasy. Super simple, but it does require some recalibrating because Dungeons & Dragons 2024, I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, there it is. All right, let's pluck this out as a separate window so we can get it out of the way. And here we go. Here's our bundle. So let's grab the... we're going to start... We're working on the Cleric today. So we've rebuilt the Cleric to be mana first, mana-centric, and rebuild the class features. There's a lot of free spells that are given in 5e24. Give you a free casting of spell, and when you use a spell without a spell slot, it does this special thing. That's a lot of what 5e24 is about. That and temporary hit points and advantage, of course. But beyond that, if you have that's because there's spell slots. You only get 4 first level spell slots, 3 second level spell slots, 3 third, 3 fourth, 3 fifth, 2 sixth, 2 seventh, 1 8th, 1 9th. That's it. So you get 6 spells that are 6th level or above, and the rest of the spells 1 to 5. They're stacked out very little. So if you want to cast like a first level spell 12 times in a day, you're going to be eating 4th level spell slots for that first level spell. That's not fair. It's 4 times the power of the spell to do the exact same thing. They've recognized this in 2024, and so a lot of classes get free castings of spells. Sorry, we make you pay so much for low level magic that you should just be able to do. We're going to give you free uses of it. And so that's their solution to the spell slot problem. But when you have a spell point system where you stack up 80 mana by 20th level, you don't need a free casting of a first or second level spell. You've got enough mana. So what you want to do is incentivize using the mana to spend those spells by adding kicker effects to it or reducing the cost. There's a couple different ways that you can mess around, or like changing the duration, like adding a meta magic flavor to it. There's a lot of ways for you to be able to modify spells so that you have a reason to spend mana on them every time, and you will have an abundance of mana. So let's go to the cleric. We're going to break it down. All the class features are rebuilt and listed here. And again, this whole document is, the playtest document is right here. It's a read-only Google Doc. And when we publish this, it'll be on the DMsGuild, just like all the other books are. We're going to replace the core mechanics, Knights and Tricksters, spell points, Warlocks. We're going to add spell point sorcerers. We're going to add spell point artificers. The martial power system, which gives mana to barbarians, fighters, monks, and rogues. We're going to integrate that as well, like Knights and Tricksters. So we got a lot of books we've already published for 2014, and now we're updating them to 2024. So without any further ado, let's get. We're going to get through the base class and the 4 subclasses, and then we're going to go play some Strixhaven Mage Tower on my Discord channel, which is linked down below. Though we're openly recruiting people to play Mage Tower with us in the Strixhaven world as a 5e PvP combat arena system. So if you're interested in that, swing by. Channel Divinity, you start with 2, you end with 4. Cantrips, you start with 3, you end with 6. Max level 1 through 10, 10th level at 19th level. You can upgrade to a 10th level, or you can upcast to a 10th level spell slot. In this system, Wish is the only 10th level game, and any full caster that gets to 19th level is going to end up having access to Wish one way or another. 23 total spells, 80 mana, and again, it's the 1-to-1 point ratio. Let's look at the, come on, let's look at the cleric. Why are you choking so bad, dude? You were just here. Thank you. Let's look at our base chassis. Where's the skip step? You start with 4, 5, 6, 7. Why does it skip from 7 to 9 and 7 instead of 7, 8, 9? That's a weird power boost. I guess because 5th level you get access to your 3rd level spells, and that's like your spike level. I guess that's why they're doing that. I think that's flawed. I just do it a smooth curve of 4 to 23. I do that for all the full casters, except for the wizard gets 25 instead of 23. Not a big difference, sure. Let's see. Spellcasting. Okay, great. So let's pluck this out in its own frame. There. Divine Order, Spellcasting, Channel Divinity. Good. Okay, we're in a good space. So right off the cuff, level 1, Divine Order. Choose one of the following. You gain proficiency with martial weapons and training with heavy armor, or as a thaumaturge, you know 1 extra cantrip from the cleric spell list. In addition, you gain a bonus to your intelligence, arcana, religion check equal to your wisdom modifier. Spellcasting, again, the 1-to-1 point ratio. Total cantrip spells and mana is listed above. You can swap 1 cantrip when you gain a level. You can swap all prepared spells when you finish a long rest. Casting a spell costs 1 mana per level of the spell up to your max spell level limit. When using color mana, only 1 point of mana needs to be devoted to one of the colors of the spell. Any additional mana can be any color. When you finish a short or long rest, you can swap colors for any amount of mana that remains in your pool. You're not limited to casting just one spell with mana per round. For example, you can cast a 3rd level spell that uses the magic action and a level 2 spell that uses a bonus action during your turn if you have 5 mana available. Excuse me. I'm still getting over whatever that sick funk was going on up here in the Northwest. But yeah, the only spells in the game that are bonus action to cast are either require an attack roll first, and then you use your bonus action to ramp the damage on hit effect, or are defense spells that like give you resistance to damage, teleport you to another location so you're out of harm's way, or increase your armor class, I think, is a bonus action. Otherwise, the spell, if it uses a bonus action, creates something that then continues to use your bonus action to use, like Spiritual Hammer, for instance. I think that does that. Cloud of Daggers, I think, is a bonus action to cast, but requires bonus actions to use repeatedly. So there's nothing unbalancing about allowing spells and magic action and bonus action in the same round to be cast if they both use mana, because they already let you do that if the spell doesn't cost a spell slot. If you get free castings of Misty Step, which requires a bonus action to cast, you can cast it as a bonus action even though you just use a magic action to throw a fireball. They're fine with that. But again, the only reason they're offering you free spell slots is because the Mancian Magic spell slot system is so non-granular, it's so rough-hewn in taking spell resources from you. The mana pool is much smoother with a 1-to-1 ratio. You can cast a ton of first level spells. You don't need free spells. So that means that you don't have any free spells to cast without a spell slot. You now always spend mana, which means that feature of being able to use a bonus action and magic action in the same round is nulled unless you have a means of distinguishing one spell from the other. And in this case, it's just if you spend mana, whatever, just bonus action and standard action. It's not broken, except in the case of the Sorcerer. The Sorcerer's Quicken spell changes a magic action into a bonus action, and in that instance alone, only the Sorcerer is limited to not being able to use mana as their magic action then, but they can still cast a cantrip because it doesn't require any mana. So that's our solution. So that's how that stacking mana works. Seriously, everything that's a bonus action in the game is fine. It's fine. And this also allows you to reaction during your own turn. Cheers. Channel Divinity. You can channel divine energy to cause different magical effects. All creatures start with 2 effects, Divine Spark and Turn Undead, which are described in the player's handbook. Other cleric features give additional channel divinity upon effect options. Each time you use channel divinity, choose which effect to create. You can use this feature twice. You regain 1 of its expended uses when you finish a short rest, and you can regain 1 by expending 2 points of mana, no action required. You regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. You gain additional uses as you gain levels, as listed on the table above. And if the channel divinity effect requires a saving throw, the DC is equal to your spellcasting saving throw. So you can take at 20th level, if you have a cool channel divinity ability at 20th level when you have 80 mana, you can do channel divinity 40 times. You don't have to cast any spells at all if you want. You can build clerics and paladins around the channel divinity feature, forgoing spells to just channel divine energy. Plus you get one back on a short rest, which could be, we'll see at later levels that you can convert. Let's see. Subclass 3, 6, 17. Feats 4, 8, 12, 16. That's normal. Level 5 Seer Undead. When you use the Turn Undead ability above, you can expend mana. Channel Divinity counts as 2 mana. to roll a number of d8s equal to the amount of mana expended this way up to your maximum spell level. So at 5th level, I can cast 3rd level spells. I have a mana limit of 3. Using Channel Divinity counts as 2, and then I can put in an extra point of damage. I can put in an extra point of mana to do a 3d8 instead of the default 2d8 with the Channel Divinity feature. Each undead that fails its saving throw against this and add the rolls together. Each undead that fails its saving throw against that use of turn undead takes radiant damage equal to the rolls total, or half as much if they succeed. This damage doesn't end the turn effect. Blessed Strike. Choose one of the following features. At level 7, we have access to 4th level spells. Once on each of your turns, when you hit a creature with an attack roll using a weapon, you can cause the target to take an extra d8 necrotic damage or radiant damage, your choice. Or potent spellcasting allows you to add wisdom modifier to any cantrip damage that you deal. Excuse me. Blessed Strikes. There you go. 10th level, Divine Intervention. As a magic action, choose any cleric spell of level 5 or lower that doesn't require... Let's check that. As a magic action, choose any cleric spell of level 5 or lower that doesn't require a reaction to cast. As part of the same action, you can cast the spell. As part of the same action, you can cast that spell without expending mana or needing material components. You can't use this feature again until you finish a long rest. And let's look at... what is this mess? Oh, spell list. Get out of the way. Hold on. Greater Divine. There we go. Need a divine entity, you can choose Wish when you select a spell. If you do so, you can't use Divine Intervention again until you finish 2d4 long rests. Let's go with, as a magic action, choose any spell. Hold on. Until you finish a long rest. Free spell use. Let's go with... let's do this. As a magic action... Let's do it this way. As a magic action, you can channel divine energy to cause different magical effects. All clerics start with 2 effects. Excuse me for the cough. Channel divinity. There we go. Let's go. Let's make a change here. You gain a new use of channel divinity. Period. As a magic action, choose any cleric spell, level 5 or lower, that doesn't require a reaction to cast. Expend a use of channel divinity. And choose any cleric spell level 5 or lower that doesn't require a reaction to cast. As part of the same action, You cast the spell without expending mana or needing material components. You can't use this feature again until you finish a long rest. There you go. So this will be just a channeling divinity, which you can regain for 2 mana. So instead of giving you a free casting of a 5th or lower level spell, it's just going to cost you a channel divinity, which you'll have, I think, 4 at this level, and you can gain another for 2 mana. So basically, you can cast up to a 5th level spell for 2 mana instead. Let's see. 3rd. At 10th level, we have 36 mana. You're doing fine. Level 14, improved Blessed Strikes. Choose one of the features. Increases to 2d8 and deal damage to a creature. You give yourself or another creature within 60 feet of your temporary hit points equal to twice your wisdom modifier, minimum of 2. Epic Boon at 19. And then Greater Divine Intervention. You cast Wish as a level 10 spell as detailed in the color mana spell points without expending mana. No, we're going to change that. You can and expend mana and sacrifice mana make a unique wish as detailed in the Epic Wish section. So Epic Wishes at 20th level, when you get mana, you can make a wish. You have your standard uses of wish, which is like 10 mana and like you heal everybody of their hit points, or 10 mana and you have resistance to a damage type forever or whatever it is. There's some standard things that you can use wish for, like replace any spell. Period. It costs 10 mana because we make it a 10th level spell, so you don't get access to 10th level spell slots at 19th level. Wish isn't normally on the cleric spell list, but Greater Divine Intervention is. So you cast Wish as a level 10 spell. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's do this. You can use your Divine Enter to cast any spell up to 9th level when you expend your channel divinity. When you expend a use of channel divinity. And you can sacrifice mana to make a unique wish as detailed in Epic Wish below. So for your channel divinity, which you get for free, when you use Divine Intervention. Hey, what's up? You can cast any spell up to 9th level when you expend a use of Channel Divinity. And you can sacrifice mana to make comma. I don't need the rest of it. Up to 9th level. And you add wish I'll catch up with you in a second. I just want to complete this thought. And you add Wish to any spell up to 10th level. That includes Wish. And you can sacrifice. There. What's up? Well, hey, Arby. What's up, Steve? It's good to see you guys. Yeah, so with this system, the way that we do it, okay, so we have 80 mana by the time we get to 20th level, and we're looking to end the campaign. What we allow you to do with the Wish spell, Wish we make it a 10th level spell slot at 19th, so you don't get the Wish spell in general until 19th level. But at 20th level, you have and most characters can do this. The Bard, the Sorcerer, the Wizard, Bard, Sorcerer, Wizard, and Warlock. They have Wish on their spell list. Cleric and Druid don't, but we add them to their list with their 20th level class features. So if you take 20 levels in any full casting class, you will at some point at either 19th or 20th level get access to Wish in general. But at 20th level, what you can do is you can't make non-standard wishes until your 20th level. And when you are, instead of having a % chance of never being able to make a wish again, what you do is you cast the spell and then you tell the DM what it is that you wish to have happen. And the DM sets a price in mana to have that thing happen without any tomfoolery. So it happens the way that you think it's going to happen, that you hope it happens. This is generally something that you use to end a campaign. The mana that you pay is permanently lost. So if, like, for example, a Forsaken Drow Druid wants to destroy Menzo Baranzan as a 20th level Druid, they would use their Divine Intervention ability. We're talking about clerics here, but Druids basically their Arch Hierophant ability would be to hold a conversation with the DM. How much mana would you make me spend to destroy Menzo Baranzan? Like, just collapse the cavern, just crush it like a fist. How much mana would that take me to do that? And the DM might be like, it's going to take you all 80 mana to destroy Menzo Baranzan. And you say, done. That is my character's life goal. I am now powerful enough as a cleric to have the earth seal in around them and kill them off. That is your divine wish, and that is what you achieve. So that's how you would end that would be your character's epilogue. You burn all your mana to do this thing. Or we're going to continue playing, but I want haste to be permanized on me, so it never ends, and I don't have to concentrate on it anymore, and I won't be stunned if it ends. It'll just turn back on the next round. The DM might decide that's worth 15 permanent mana from your mana pool. Now you have haste active. So you can permanently sacrifice your mana to gain boosted spell effects or to change the world around you. Again, we don't get to do that until 20th level. That kind of opens the door. That concept allows us to take the idea of sacrificing mana to change the world. Now we're starting to talk about the realms of gods. Why does gravity work? Why are there 10 planets in the sky? Whatever. It's because the gods sacrificed X amount of million mana to create these things in the world. And if you want to uncreate them, you'll have to spend a similar amount of mana to break their binding. Like if it's a million mana of sacrifice to create gravity, so things don't just fly off the planet, you would have to somehow accumulate more than 1 million mana to break the effects of gravity. And even then it might just be temporary as the gods regain control. The gods have nearly infinite mana that they can just sacrifice to make their will be done. Mortals don't have that option. We're borrowing this power from the gods to change the world around us. And when we shoot our shot, we are expended. On the idea of warlocks, they're giving these mortals 1 point of mana at first level. It says go grow. And by the time you get to 20th level, you've got 20 Pact mana and you've got 40 Mystic Arcanum points. Pact mana comes back on a short rest. Mystic Arcanum comes back on a long rest. At 20th level, that Warlock has grown the mana that Warlock invested into their into that Warlock, 1 point becomes 60. So otherworldly entities are motivated to give mortals pacts because they give them they just basically sacrifice a point of mana, and when that character is reclaimed by the Warlock, they get all this extra mana. Clerics work this way. You give them 1 point of mana you give them 2 points of mana at first level, and they end up handing you back 80 at 20th level. If they die anywhere along the way, you've already made a 100% return of investment by level 2. Not all of them are going to get there, but enough of them are going to clear a second or higher level that this is a profitable endeavor for any otherworldly entity or god to perform. Spirits of druid magic, same thing. It's the wizard that naturally builds the mana themselves, independent of any external power. And the bard too. The bard, the warlock, the scion. It's in the sorcerer. It's in their blood, but they're tapping into that divinity that flows through their body to create the mana. You see how these things work? It actually creates a better narrative system by introducing this idea of being able to sacrifice mana to cause effects. Anyway, I digress. So now we've geared greater divine intervention and greater divine intervention to be just a channel divinity feature that you can do once a day. And at 20th level, sure, you can only do it once a day, but you can ramp up to 10th level spell slots. And everyone can do that anyway. It's just the cleric now has access to an extra 10th level spell slot per day. The bard, I think, has access to... they just have 9th level spells listed permanently on their list. Never mind. They can affect 2 targets with power word kill or power word heal, but they don't actually get extra castings of it. They just get split spell, meta magic for free. So okay, great. We went through all that. That's the base subclass of the cleric. The base class of the cleric is actually pretty simple. There are 4 subclasses in the DMG, in the Player's Handbook for 2024, and it goes. So we're going to look at these subclasses here and see if there's any changes needing to be made. So life domain. Here's your free spells. First level, second level. With the color mana, again, just to look at the color mana system again. Just to keep ourselves educated. Hello, good morning, people. If we go to the MTG list. The internet's slow today, dude. And then let's go down to the revised magic spell list here and open up the free preview. You can read all my books. You can always read all my books 100%. You buy my books because you want me to make more, not because you want to see what I made. That, I think, is really rude. Red, white, blue, black, red, green magic. Here's some descriptors and tags that generally define each color inside of the 5e game engine. Here's the damage types that exist inside the 5e game engine and what color each one is devoted to, like acid. Magic the Gathering cards, if it's an acid creature or deals acid damage, it's generally going to be black or green magic. Same thing with poison, generally black, like spiders, snakes, stuff like that. They're always black or green. Psychic damage, white, blue, black. Radiant damage, of course, is white. Fire damage, of course, is red. Lightning damage, there's like 3 Magic the Gathering cards out of like 50,000 that have lightning associated with blue. The vast majority of them, all the rest are red. So fire and lightning are red. Force is red, but also white and blue. Thunder is red, but it's also blue. There you're getting your sky element in there. And green for nature in general, that's thunder. And cold is generally a blue-green effect, but we added white because we needed to round it out. We just wanted to round it out. And white, the color of cold, that made sense. It's kind of a BS, but it's close enough. Everything else is super solid here. And BPS doesn't have any specific color. So take your tags, take your damage type. We also have expanded this list. Here, let me pop this open real quick for you guys. We've also expanded this. Conditions. White, blue, black, red, green. We're looking at different types of conditions, like blindness is blue, black kind of magic. Charmed is blue, red energy. Deafened is white, blue, black. Difficult terrain is green. Grappled is red and green. Invisible is blue. Obscured is blue and green. Petrified, white and green. Prone, blue, red, green. Restrained, white, blue, red, green. Stunned, blue, green. Blue, red. Unconscious, blue, green. So we have these different types of colors associated with conditions. And then we have the different creature types, like plants are green. That's pretty obvious, right? Fae are blue and green. Fiends are black. These are just the general colors, like giants, humanoids, constructs, dragons. They can be any color. But like aberrations, blue, black. This is pretty consistent with what we see with Magic the Gathering cards. So constructs are technically no color magic, but by making them every color magic, it's effectively making them no color. Or not having a color is effectively meaning you can use all the colors with it. So between the aspects of Magic, there's also, we've also expanded this here for 2024, like anything that grants advantage, any type of advantage, any kind of D20 test, gaining resistance, immunity, and temporary hit points. Blue is generally like gaining advantage on mental, like wisdom, intelligence, and charisma stats. anything that causes disadvantage on a D20 test, anything that causes you to lose actions is generally blue. Black is any kind of disadvantage. Reducing the amount of hit points that your character has or granting temporary hit points tends to be black. Green is also temporary hit points, granting advantage on physical stats, increasing your movement. And then red, which I skipped, increasing or decreasing movement, gaining actions, not necessarily taking them away, but gaining actions is red. And then having advantage on physical strength, dexterity, and constitution. Those are red. So those are different mechanics in the game. That and the conditions creates a decent net and array of spell colors, so that like when we're looking at, say, Guiding Bolt, it does radiant damage. And it grants advantage on attacks. So it's advantage. All advantage is white. There you go. Blue is mental advantage only and all disadvantage. So if we go down and look at Curse, Curse should be blue-black. Was it Bestow Curse? Blue-black. See? Blinding Smite blinds. Blinding is white, blue, black. No, it was blue, black. Blindness is blue, black, but it deals radiant damage. So that means it's also white. So white, blue, black. If I were to cast Blinding Smite, a third level spell, 1 point has to be either white, blue, or black, and the other 2 points can be whatever color I want. So I can build each point of mana is devoted to one color. If I have 30 mana, I could have 6 points in all 5 colors, or I could have 30 mana in just one color. The spells that I choose will have to be aligned with the mana in my mana pool. Like if I don't have any red, I can't cast Scorching Ray, unless I spend downtime activity to research Scorching Ray to, like, say, use white mana instead of red. It won't change the effects of this spell, but you would now be able to cast it with white mana instead of red mana. Similarly, when we're looking at bonus spells on a subclass, these spells can be cast with any color. Even though Bless is a white spell and Cure Wounds is a white and green spell, Lesser Restoration is a white and green spell. Green spell, white, black, green spell, white, green spell, black, green spell, white, green spell, white, green spell. This is all basically everything inside the life domain is either white or green. You could basically go mono green with the life domain. Here's something of interest. Life domain is green. Light domain is white. Trickery domain is black. War domain is red. And in the Book of Faerun, knowledge domain is blue. So that's the 5 colors. I'm going to include the knowledge domain in with the cleric just to be, we have the 5 colors for the wizard: white, blue, black, red, green wizard. Instead of the 8 schools of magic, there's only 5 colors. So there's 5 magic subclasses for the wizard, and we give them 5 in the book. So cleric is also going to get 5. The life, light, a trickery, war, and we're going to actually move the knowledge domain. And then we have all the Forsaken subclasses that were from all the 2014 books that haven't made it into 2024 material yet, but we're going to leave those for another book as new books come out. War domain, trickery domain, light, life, knowledge. Blue. Okay, so domain spells. Here we're looking at command, comprehend language, detect magic, detect thought, identify, mind spike, dispel magic, non blah 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 blah. Domain spells. There you go. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock. Okay, we're doing good. Blessings of knowledge. You gain proficiency in one of the one type of artisan tools of your choice and in 2 of the following skills of your choice: Arcana, History, Nature, or Religion. You have expertise in these 2 skills. Mind magic. As a magic action, you can expend 1 use of Channel Divinity to manifest your magical knowledge. Choose 1 spell from the divination school on the knowledge domain. Knowledge domain spell table that you have prepared, indicated with an asterisk above. As part of that action, you can cast that spell without expending a spell slot or needing material components. So for 2 mana, basically, again, we can sack 2 mana to regain a use of Channel Divinity. So for 2 mana, it's not worth it for comprehend languages and detect magic, because those are 1 mana normally anyway. But identify is a 2nd level spell. It could be cast as a ritual, but it's identify. You can do it on the fly as a magic action for 2 mana. Tongues for 2 mana. Arcane Eye for 2 mana. Legend Lore for 2 mana. Scrying for 2 mana. It's a super useful, that's really good value. So that's super fun. That basically plays with the Channel Divinity idea in general. So that's mind magic. Let's see, Unfettered Mind. You gain telepathy out to 60 feet. When you use this telepathy, you can simultaneously contact a number of creatures equal to your wisdom modifier, minimum of 1. Additionally, you gain proficiency in intelligence saving throws. If you already have this proficiency, you instead gain saving throw proficiency with 1 ability in which you lack it. And then at 17th level, Divine Foreknowledge. As a bonus action, you magically expand your mind for the future. For 1 hour, you have advantage on D20 tests. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. You can also restore use of this feature by expending 6 mana. No action required. I think it's a 6th level spell slot. Let's go hunting real quick. Oh, I pressed the button. It's moving super slow. Notice how slow D&D Beyond is on Saturdays? It's because people are playing D&D on Saturdays. God bless everyone. Classes. This is the best way to get access to all of them. Cleric. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6th level spell slot. So 6th level spell. Cool. Okay. I like that. I don't have any further changes I think I need. I'm actually content with that. Life domain. Green. When you reach a cleric level specific to the life domain, you thereafter always have the list of spells, blah, blah, blah. We just looked at these. Discipline of Life. When you expend mana to cast a spell that restores hit points to a creature, that creature regains additional hit points equal to 2 plus the amount of mana expended. Cool. Preserve Life. As a magic action, you present your holy symbol and expend a use of your channel divinity, which is 2 mana every time you use it, to evoke healing energy that can restore a number of hit points equal to 5 times your cleric level. Choose bloodied creatures within 30 feet, which can include you, and divide those hit points among them. This feature can restore a creature to no more than half its hit point maximum. So that's 2 mana. That's going to be incredible value when we get to it. Blessed Healer. The healing spells you cast on others heal you as well immediately after you cast a spell with a spell. Immediately after you cast a spell that restores hit points. To 1 or more creatures other than yourself, you regain hit points equal to 2 plus the amount of mana expended. Supreme Healing. When you would normally roll 1 or more dice to restore hit points to a creature with a spell or channel divinity, the result is always the maximum amount possible. That's really fun. Okay, cool. But I mean, that's really simple. So that's green. Green, blue. Light domain is white. Light domain spells: Burning Hands, Fairy Fire, Scorching Ray, See Invisible, Daylight, Fireball, Arcane Eye, Wall of Fire, Flame Strike, Scrying. There you go. You don't have to be devoted to white mana to have the light domain, but it makes a lot of sense that you would. It wouldn't make a lot of sense for a character that's devoted to, like, say, black and red mana to pick up the light domain, but there's nothing that prevents you from actually doing so. These colors are just tags. They're not requirements. It's just something that's observable. It's just an obvious parallel between the wizard and the cleric, the 2 classic spellcasters, like the 2 core spellcasters. We're giving them 5 for the color. Everyone else is going to get 4 subclasses. Screw everyone else. 3rd level, Radiance of the Dawn. So as a magic action, you present your holy symbol and expend a use of your channel divinity to emit a flash of light in a 30-foot emanation originating from yourself. Any magical darkness, such as that created by the darkness spell, in that area is dispelled. Additionally, each creature of your choice in that area must make a Constitution save, taking radiant damage equal to 2d10 plus your cleric level on a failed save, or half as much on successful. Again, for 2 mana. Yeah, for 2 mana, you can dispel any magic action, any magical effect, any magical darkness. I think I'm good with that. Warding Flare. When a creature that you can see within 30 feet of yourself makes an attack roll, you can take a reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll. When a creature that you can see within 30 feet of yourself makes an attack roll, you can take a reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll, causing light to flare before it hits or misses. Okay. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier. You regain all expended uses when you finish the long rest, and you can regain 1 for 2 mana. Improved Warding Flare. You regain all expended uses of your Warding Flare when you finish a short rest or a long rest. In addition, when you use Warding Flare, you can give the target of the triggering attack a number of temporary hit points equal to 2d6 plus your wisdom modifier, minimum 1. Okay. And then Corona of Light. Yeah, I'm good with that. Corona of Light. As a magic action, you cause yourself to emit an aura of sunlight that lasts for 1 minute or until you dismiss it. No action required. You emit bright light in a 60-foot radius and dim light for another 30. Your enemies in the bright light have disadvantage on saving throws against your Radiance of the Dawn and any spells that deal fire or radiant damage. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier. How long does it last? 1 minute. Okay. And you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. You regain 1 use by expending 2 mana. No action required. Okay, I'm fine with all that so far. No problems. Trickery domain. We're calling Trickery black because treachery. Charm person, disguise self, invisibility, pass without trace, hypnotic pattern, non-detection, confusion. Again, when you get these spells, you don't have, like, invisibility, for example, is specifically blue. But as a bonus spell, you can use any color mana that you want. So you could have a white-green trickery domain. It would actually have more of like a fey feeling to it than anything malicious. Just fey or green, this would have like a fey feeling to it. So you could cast all these spells with green magic if you wanted, or white magic, it wouldn't matter. Because they're bonus spells, you can use any color that you want, because your character is going to have an alignment, and that alignment's going to devote them to specific colors. You can have an alignment that's like, I'm a black-red sort of character, but I'm channeling white magic. You can do that if you want to, but the general assumption is that if I'm identifying as a black-red character, I can have black and red mana in my mana pool to express the mana of my soul. Blessings of the Trickster. As a magic action, choose yourself or another willing creature within 30 feet of yourself to have advantage on dexterity stealth checks. The blessing lasts until you finish a long rest, or you use this feature again. Oh, that's really good. As a magic action, you can choose yourself or a willing creature to have advantage. Wow, yeah, and it just lasts for however long it lasts. That's really cool. Invoke Duplicity as a bonus action. You can expend 1 use of your channel divinity to create a perfect visual illusion of yourself in any unoccupied space. I'm not liking how much blue energy this is feeling. Lasts 1 minute, but ends early if you dismiss it. Or if you have the incapacitated condition, the illusion is animated and mimics your expression and gestures. While it persists, you gain the following ability: cast spells. You can cast spells as though you were in the illusion's space, but you must use your own senses. Distract when you use both. Both you and your illusion are within 5 feet of each other. That can see the illusion. You have an advantage on attack rolls against the creature. Move as a bonus action. You can move the illusion up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see within 120 feet of yourself. Trickster's Transposition. Bonus action. Create or move the illusion of duplicity. You can also teleport to swap places with the illusion. Improve duplicity. The illusion of your invoked duplicity has grown more powerful in the following ways: a shared distraction. When you and your ally make attack rolls against a creature within 5 feet of the illusion, the attack roll has advantage. Healing illusion. When the illusion ends, or you or a creature of your choice within 5 feet of it gains a number of hit points equal to your cleric level. Huh. Okay. There's a lot of blue effects dripping throughout this. It gets more and more blue. I'm bothered by this being black. It's not feeling... We'll let it go. I still like the symbolism. I think it holds together well enough. I'm just doing some quick spot editing here. We should be finished with the Eberron adventure probably by this time next week, and publish like on publish it on 3/10, Tuesday 3/10. I like to publish on Tuesdays. Once I do that, my evenings will be open for me to be able to do game design and construction of books that aren't Eberron anymore. So I can start, like, this is finishing up the Cleric. Once the Cleric is done, I can drop it into the page format and start illustrating those pages in the mornings. I do artwork Monday through Friday in the morning, and I do game design on Saturday mornings as well as Monday and Thursday nights. So I'll eventually be dropping these into a PDF that will be on the DMsGuild, which will have 100% free preview, just like all my other books do. And I'm going to be replacing the Color Magic books that already exist here on the DMsGuild. All of these books, which, you know, they're all linked right here for you guys to take a look at. And here is the bundle of all the books. And I'm not going to make a new core mechanics book and sell it separately. I'm just going to replace the current core mechanics book with the new tech that we're adding in. You'll always be able to have this. It'll always be in your library to be able to pull up older versions of this book. But once we publish this, it's going to be, the last time we revised this was in 2022. So we're going to update this to 2026. It's going to be the new hotness. We might make a new book cover. It's a gold bestseller now, not just Electrum. So, yeah. Where'd that go? Where's my medal? These layouts are really clumsy. More info. Seriously, where's my medal? It's supposed to have medal listings. I like the older format of the website because everything else was so much more obvious. Page count, additional count. Thank you, Timely Timer. All right, I need to let this go. It's somewhere on here. It says it's a gold bestseller, and I can't freaking find it anymore. Get it in a bundle. Follow Phil. Details, author, creator notes, format, updating. A lot of 5 out of 5 star ratings. There it is, gold bestseller. That is way too far down on the page. That should be at the top of the fucking page. Anyway, I'm proud of that. But we're updating. So if you bought these books because you wanted to support me, once these books are completed, they're just going to swap them out and you're going to own the new versions. So, or you can wait until then if you want. God bless. Either way. Let's see. We just did Trickery. War Domain. Red. War Spells. Guiding Bolt. Magic Weapon. Shield, Spiritual Weapon, Crusader's Mantle, Spirit Guardians, Fire Shield, Freedom of Movement, Hold Monster, Steel Wind Strike. I like all of these things. Guided Strike. What time is it? It's 8:15. We're doing great. Guided Strike. So when you or a creature within 30 feet of you misses with an attack roll, you can expend one use of your Channel Divinity and give that roll a +10 bonus. Potentially causing it to hit. When you use this feature to benefit another creature, you must take a reaction to help somebody else. One use of your Channel Divinity to give that +10 bonus. So I can basically, Channel Divinity is worth 2 mana, and it doesn't cost any action economy for you to convert 2 mana into Channel Divinity. To give you a +10 bonus, I have to use a reaction and then spend basically 2 mana. Or when I make an attack, I can just spend 2 mana and get a +10 to hit. And I don't have to use a reaction when it's me that's doing it. So a 3-level dip into Cleric, War Cleric, is going to give me basically at will a +10 bonus to attack anytime I spend 2 mana. I am going to have a truckload of mana. Say I went Cleric 3, Fighter 5. I'm still going to have 8 mana on a long rest, and I get my I get 2 Channel Divinities, which are worth 2 mana each, and I get where is it? Hey, what's going on? Hold on real quick. I'm on a mission. On a mission. Feature twice, you regain 1. Short rest. There you go. So at 3rd level, I get 1 back on a short rest. That's 2 mana every time I take a short rest. Plus, I have 2 divine Channel Divinities already, and I'd have 8 mana. So a 3rd level Cleric, 5th level Fighter, level 8, I'd have 8 mana, and I would have 2. Basically 6 Channel Divinities. And 1 every time I take a short rest. That I would be able to, at will, be able to spend to get a +10 bonus on my attack roll. Hey, what's up? Hey there. found your channel by chance. Whoa, God bless. I'm glad that you're here. Welcome to the mix. I'm a D&D MTG enthusiast. I convert D&D into the MTG color mana system. I've spent years on doing this. I first published these books back in 2018. I've ran 3 full campaigns from level 1 to 20 using the mana system, as well as a number of smaller duration campaigns, like 3 to 10, 16 to 20, 3 to 7, 5 to 9. There's been a modeling of various smaller length campaigns in there as well, but the 3 were the 3 level 1 to 20 campaigns that I've ran over the past 8 years. And now that new 2024 mechanics are out, we both have experience using this mana system far longer. So there's some changes that I want to make to the just mechanical structure of it. And we want to add in all the new hotness for 2024. And the new 2024 mechanics are very much in favor of using these mana mechanics. It just simplifies everything, honestly. So back to war. So well met. Stick around. Cheers. AMA, join my Discord channel down below if you're interested in playtesting this stuff. We're going to be playing Mage Tower in the Strixhaven campaign on my Discord channel link down below today at around 12:30 Eastern time. Basically, it's PvP combat in an arena, but instead of just killing each other, you're actually playing Mage Tower, where you pick up the ball and try to score a point by hitting the goal. And you can try to kill each other while you're doing it, but your action economy to like grapple the ball, and then use movement and bonus actions, attack actions, reactions, all that stuff. The ball is considered both a light and finesse thrown weapon that you can also do melee attacks with to score a goal. But it's also considered a creature because it's an Odalix resilient sphere bound around a pest, like the insect, like millipede pest from Strixhaven. It's trapped inside of this little ball that you can pick up and throw. So you can throw fireballs and stuff to try to kill your enemies and then scoop up the ball and score a point. Anytime you score a point, everyone goes back to their starting positions and all temporary hit points are lost. So death is temporary until somebody scores a point. And then everyone is basically back up to full hit points again, but you're still down whatever spell resources you spent to kill each other, or whatever your daily uses are. Halftime is a short rest. The end of a match is a long rest, so you can play another match at full rest. Currently, we're playing level 10. It looks like we're probably going to have a 2v2 match today. We got 3 players and myself as a DM. I get to play because once you establish the rules of a sport, there's no real DMing going on. If you're dropping Strixhaven into an ongoing campaign, if you drop Mage Tower as a sport into your campaign, that now gives you a combat encounter that doesn't risk your character's lives, and it creates a safe PvP environment for people to tear each other up and have fun with, where you're not necessarily trying to kill. And in fact, you can't kill each other unless you're in a campaign where it's like there's no guardrails here. If you die in Mage Tower, you're dead for real. And the damage wouldn't be temporary, it'd be real damage. So you can play it different ways, but the peaceful sport version of it, temporary damage. The arena itself acts as a spell focus, so you don't have to worry about material components. You can't cast any spells that consume or require expensive materials. You can't summon allies in to make things offside. There's a few rules and things like limitations on what kind of spells you can cast. But if you're playing Street Tower, where there are no rules and you can die, then yes, summoning people would be fine. Wearing armor and weapons and butchering each other would be fine. But there's the Olympic sport version of it, and then there's the brutal street version of it. And we're playing the Olympic version right now. So Strixhaven, the campaign book for Strixhaven is notoriously thin on combat, and the Mage Tower game in Strixhaven is an ability challenge. Everyone makes an ability check of your choice, add up the results, compare that to the results of the ability checks of the enemy team. Whichever score has the highest cumulative total wins the match, and it's over in one die roll, essentially. That's not very satisfying, but Mage Tower typically takes about an hour, like a best of 3, typically takes about an hour or so to play. So, it's pretty fun. If you want to have a 3-hour combat, you can do best of 5. Pretty easy.
So you can always add combat to Strixhaven without it actually doing anything to your characters on campus, because it's an Olympian sport. It doesn't kill anybody. It's just for bragging rights. Okay, great. So Guiding Strike. War Priest, as a bonus action, you can make one attack with a weapon or an unarmed attack. You can use this bonus action a number of times equal to your Wisdom modifier. You regain all expended uses when you finish a short or long rest, and you can expend 2 mana to regain 1 use. It's expensive, 2 mana to make a bonus action attack. That's really expensive. So it's pushing you towards multi-classing. But if you multi-class, you don't get access to the improved divine intervention, which level 20 as a full caster is like super worth it with this system because of the wishing capabilities, the world-changing abilities that your character gets access to by sticking through 20 full levels. So War God's Blessing, you can expend a use of your channel divinity to cast Shield of Faith or Spiritual Weapon rather than expending mana. When you cast either spell in this way, spell doesn't require concentration. Instead, the spell becomes persistent. Persistent spells with this system last until you take either a short or a long rest. So as long as you never, or if you lose consciousness, if you become incapacitated, persistent spells go down as well. But otherwise, like Spiritual Weapon, you can have it with you, no concentration. It'll stay with you until you finish a long rest. That's your free bonus action right there. Instead of spending 2 mana to get the extra attack here at 3rd level, you can instead use 2 mana to get Spiritual Weapon, which will always provide you with a bonus action attack. Excuse me. But it ends early if you cast that spell again, have the incapacitated condition, or die. Avatar of Battles, you gain resistance to the BPS. That's easy enough. Cool, I like it. War Priest is worth, dude. That's actually really nice. What does Shield of Faith do again? Shield of Faith. I think it's just an armor class bonus, right? A shimmering field surrounds a creature of your choice within range, granting a +2 bonus to armor class for the duration. Excuse me, I'm still getting over this cold. Let's see. Shield of Faith. There it is, Spiritual Weapon. I'm debating that. Let's look at Crusader's Mantle instead. I might switch that spell. Persistent spells are generally things that you only cast on yourself. So, self. You radiate a magical aura of 30 feet emanation. While in the aura, you and your allies can deal an extra D4 radiant damage when hitting with a weapon or an unarmed strike. I like that idea a lot. Let's see. Magic Weapon. I think Magic Weapon affects other stuff. Let's check it out. I'm looking for alternates. Crusader's Mantle is definitely a strong qualifier. Hold on real quick. Actually, Crusader's Mantle lasts a minute normally. Making it persistent would be amazing. Magic Weapon. Till the spell ends, that weapon becomes a magic weapon of a +1 bonus. Yeah, fuck that. Who cares? Another good point. Yeah, and Crusader's Mantle doesn't... Yeah, let's make that Crusader's Mantle instead. I like that change. That's a 3rd level spell, so that's actually really good value. And you get access to it at 5th level, so that totally works. Nice. Okay, cool. So Avatar of Battle, we looked at that. And that's all the subclasses. So that's it. We're
we're technically done. So we already did the Barbarian. We already did the Bard. We converted all the spells for 2024 into their new color configurations. We'll be back on. We're going to be back on Monday. Monday morning. Monday through Friday, we do artwork in the morning, and we're doing some Bob Ross environment stuff right now. It's a lot of fun. On Mondays and Thursday nights, we do game design like this, and I think. I want to keep doing this. So I'm going to keep doing this. Monday and Thursday, we'll do Druid on Monday. We might be able to get through both the Druid and the Fighter on Monday. On Thursday, we'll get through the Fighter and the Monk. And then Saturday next week, we'll either get to the Monk or we'll work on the Paladin. And then the following week, we'll do Monday and Thursday, Ranger, Rogue, and then Sorcerer, and maybe Warlock. Saturday we'll definitely finish through Warlock, and then 3 Mondays from now we'll finish the Wizard. So we'll be done with this set by mid-March, and then we'll have all the classes and subclasses done, so we can start organizing them into the PDF pages. Occupy that, do all the page layout for the classes, and then start doing the artwork for the character classes on those pages while we're still building the rest of the book in the evenings off screen, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's my routine. So Monday through Friday in the morning, I do artwork. Saturday morning and Monday and Thursday night, we do game design, is either color mana stuff like this, Bastion campaign stuff, Spelljammer stuff. Those are basically the 3 places that I hang out in. The Spelljammer stuff, MTG stuff, and then developing Bastion mechanics. Those are like my 3. That's my jam. So anyway, that's it for now, guys. I really appreciate everyone showing up. Like, subscribe, bell icon, notifications, all the good things. And thanks a lot for people hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the other side. Later.